What? I'm going to talk a little bit more about, I'm sorry, I got to do my intro. I.O.B.A. I'm TC. I'm going to talk a little bit more about reparations tonight and the ADOS movement and, you know, a little bit of information to catch everybody up on what I've been thinking about it lately. You know, I still think that, in the 2020 elections, you know, another guy just jumped in the race the other day, cat named Beto O'Rourke. I don't know much about the dude. I know he was, I believe he's out of Texas, and but he's one of these no to reparations. He pretty corporate. He a corporate Democrat. He's trying to, I think, run on the heels of, you know, like a Hillary Clinton type. And then there's old man Joe Biden. Joe Biden, I remember that motherfucker from back in the day. Joe Biden is a straight up motherfucking redneck, and he trying to run on the heels of Barack Obama. You know, he was Barack Obama's vice president for 8 years, so he's trying to run on that if he runs at all. But none of these motherfuckers seem to give a flying shit about earning the black vote. And it's not that they don't know what we want and what we're talking about. It's that they think they can win without it. And maybe they can. Maybe they can win without the black vote. You know. But it's going to be hard as shit. And you know what else? They think they got enough old school Democrats in the black community to where they think they already have the black vote showed up because they're listening to the Congressional Black Caucus, and they think that all of them old school people like, what's that dude, John Lewis and Maxine Waters and all of them people can, you know, guarantee that they'll get the black vote because they've been, you know, being Democrats, they've been getting it all this time. So, you know, they ain't taking into account that the goddamn conscious movement is a real thing, you know, and a lot of us, and some of us are baby boomers, like I say many times myself, we woke as fuck, and we not just gonna vote for a motherfucker just cause he is a Democrat. We need tangible things that we can get behind. So people say, you know, what do you mean by tangibles? What we mean is legislation, laws and rules that affect us directly. Let me tell you something, man. I remember the fucking 70s because I was a goddamn teenager. And I wasn't just some fucking run-of-the-mill teenager, you know, running around going to the fucking disco or whatever. I was a woke motherfucking teenager, right? And we were in much better shape, you know, culturally than we are now. So the tangibles I'm talking about, when I say tangibles, this is what I mean. I mean legislation, right, that will repair affirmative action, make it what it was meant to be. That shit was supposed to be for us, black people, right? Make it what it was meant to be. White women are not minorities. That's bullshit, right? Hispanics, no, they're not minorities. They got DACA and they got these immigration laws that people are trying to get passed. No, so no to them. It's supposed to be for black people, American descendants of slaves, black Americans. Bring back the quota. There used to be laws that said you had to hire a certain number of black people. Bring back the fucking set-asides. You had to set aside a certain number of government contracts had to go to black companies. Bring all that shit back, right? Bring back the motherfucking laws that guarantee money for schools in black neighborhoods, right? Bring back money for after-school programs in black neighborhoods. You know, those are some of the things that I call tangibles that politicians need to be doing. And these are programs that were in place before that got, you know, that got wiped out when the Republicans started winning elections. You know, and black people quit fighting really hard because motherfuckers got too comfortable, and they started listening to white people telling them that you know that things were equal and we could take away all of those protections. You know what I mean? Real prison reform and justice reform. This whole fucking criminal justice system, right, needs to be dismantled and rebuilt from the ground up. You know, write laws that'll do that. Get rid of these crooked cops and these crooked DAs. You know, make it so that the motherfucking cops have to have at least a bachelor's degree. You know what I mean? Smaller police forces, smaller, well-paid police forces, instead of these motherfucking thugs in blue uniforms that you got running around, that all they do is run around and fuck with poor people. Because that's all they do, man. When they talk about getting tough on crime and law and order, all they doing is talking about fucking with poor people, poor black people. Because poor black people are the easiest targets, and that's how they make their motherfucking overtime. Get rid of all of that shit. The criminal justice system needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. Of course, private prisons need to go away, because to me, you shouldn't profit from incarcerating people. That's just immoral. I said that before. That shit is immoral. These are the fucking tangibles. And there's a bunch of other shit, the other much more, dare I say it, enlightened people can add to that list. And you already know I'm for strict gun control, so a lot of motherfuckers don't agree with me on that, but I'm for stricter gun control. I really am. That shit needs to be in there. You know, if a motherfucking cop shoots an unarmed black person, then that motherfucker got to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. You know, the new laws. Not the laws we're using now, because they ain't shit. The new laws that come with this rebuilt police department that I'm talking about. All of these things, plus some more, are the tangibles that need to be, you know, in any agenda that's going to affect black people directly. You know, schools in black neighborhoods need to be reopened. You know what I mean? School funding should not be tied to fucking property taxes in any way. In any way. Because in the black community, nobody owns any property, and the property that is there is run down and it's devalued. So if you got property that, you know, is of little value, then you're gonna have a school that is of little value. And you ain't gonna have nobody want. I mean, some of these schools, they don't have heat, they don't have books, they don't have sanitary conditions for kids to shower and use the bathroom in. They don't have qualified teachers. They don't have support staff. They don't have anything. And that's because they don't have any money, because the schools are funded by the property taxes. That shit needs to go away. Stuff like that. That's the tangibles that need to happen. And this is separate from reparations. This is separate from reparations. This is the shit that needs to happen. And these politicians are running away from this type of shit. They're running away from this type of talk. They don't want to hear about it. They want to talk about Medicare for all. Now, Medicare for all is a good thing. But there's some things that we have to do specifically for the black community. College tuition, free college for all. That's a good thing. But we have to do things that are geared specifically for the black community. Okay? We got to get out these motherfucking wars. That's why ain't no money, you know. These fucking wars and this regime change bullshit that we like to do all over the world. All of this stuff is tied in together. That's why there's no money. I mean, look at this new budget that Donald Trump just came out with. All right? More money for the military, less money for everything else. Tax cuts for the rich, less money for social programs, cut Medicaid, cut Medicare, cut Social Security. cut food stamp program, cut money for education. When you say cut money for education, what you're really saying is cutting money for poor people. Rich people can pay for their education. I mean, we see how they get down. They pay the school directly to get their little fucking dumbass children in. They set. So when you say cut money for education, how much more you gonna cut? You know what I mean? Just say no money for education. Just no money for fucking education. And don't get me started on them fucking charter schools either, because that's just bullshit. That's just legalized thievery. That's all that shit is. That's all them charter schools are. So tangibles 2020. That's what's happening, y'all. And these motherfucking Democrats think that they can win without the black vote. They think that they can win without the black vote, without telling black people what they plan to do for them. If it's like that, then we're just gonna have to get down like we've been getting down, doing more with less. But don't vote for some motherfucker just because he a Democrat, or just because she, doing that identity politics shit, just because she looks similar to you. Don't do it. It never turns out well. It never does. 4 more years of Donald Trump, I don't give a fuck. That'll just solidify us more. You know what I mean? That'll just solidify us more. Donald Trump or Mike Pence or whoever the fuck they put up. Because Donald Trump might not be there. He crazier than a shithouse rat. So he might not be there. But like I said, man, they counting on Maxine Waters and these old heads to deliver them what little bit of the black vote that's left. They really think that they can do it without the black vote. They really do. I think they're gonna get the black people that do vote. They still gonna vote Democrat because check it. Half the black people gonna continue to vote Democrat, and the other half of the black people, they all going in different fucking directions. No, you gotta code up. You got to get on code. We got to hammer these motherfuckers just like they hammered Kamala Harris when she came out. You know what I mean? And keep putting that goddamn shit in their face. Eventually, they're going to have to say, right now they're trying to take a hard line. But we got to take a hard line too. You know what I mean? Turn our motherfucking attention inward. Build our coalitions and our communities with what little we got. And eventually one of these motherfuckers might see the light. If they don't, then we got to form our own political party and start putting our own people up. So what? Y'all ain't going to win. So it ain't about winning. It's about getting that conversation started. It's about getting that goddamn shit on the table so it can be talked about. And that's what I feel like. I went in a couple of different directions. I hope y'all can follow what I'm saying. But, yeah, they seem to think they can do it without us. I say let them try. Anyway, that's it for now, y'all. TC. And I'm out.